Helmstead from the Iowa DOT, and thanks to Mason City All Risk Insurance, of course. So hopefully you don't have to use that, because that means well something happened, and we don't want nothing to happen to you. So, but that's why we kind of get out there and talk a little bit about what's going on the roadways this time of the year. Snow falls, slippery, foggy, all that good stuff, Pete.
Yeah, and we're looking at all of that over the next few days, including some pretty thick fog this morning.
Yeah, it's make sure you turn your head. I get a lot of text messages that have had Jay, tell people to turn their headlights on. So that's what we've been doing.
Yeah,
So
it's good. It's one of the things I always say as well is keep those headlights on. I know so many people, rely on the automatic lights, and during the day, if it's blowing and everything, it might not trigger those automatic lights. Plus, those automatic lights don't turn your tail lights on, and somebody could come up behind you and not see you. So, yeah, reach over and turn them on, and then when you hear that dinging when you stop your car, make sure you reach over and turn them off again.
right, yeah, or you
That's
you be
important.
yeah, or you'd be calling the auto body shop, going, "Hey, I need a new battery."
Yep. Or maybe a insurance company has a roadside where you have to come and get a jump start or something.
Exactly. My goodness, that's the worst too. When you
Yeah,
forget to turn your lights off, and how many times did you ever do that before? I mean, there's people probably today that have always used the auto
right.
lights, and
Exactly.
they're going, "What do you mean? You can actually turn your lights on and off by yourself manually?"
Yeah, they have no idea what we're talking about.
Right, exactly. That's where they go, "Well, we're just put ourselves in the old category, Pete."
Yep, kind of firmly entrenched in there, I think.
Right.
Not
Yeah.
gonna get any better, I know
No, it just keeps going up the age.
that.
That the golf game. Um,
Yeah.
what, I mean, as far as, what's going on road-wise, is it slippery out there, or just the visibility is horrible today?
It's pretty much just the visibility right now, but again, I think we talked about it a little bit last week. When it's foggy like that, there's moisture in the air, so that moisture can freeze onto the pavement. So make sure that you are aware of that. There can be icy spots, and I know we've touched on it before too. If you look at the 511 map and you see the roads are green, doesn't mean they're like perfect July driving weather. That just means they're seasonal, and we
Right.
are in the winter season, which means there can still be icy spots. Also, we are expecting, we got several chances of snow over the next few days. With the snow that we got last week, our ditches are pretty much full in most areas. That means if there's any blowing whatsoever, the snow goes right across the field, right across the ditches, right across the roads. There's nothing to stop it. So make sure that you are aware of that. And, we could have some icy spots again, even if the plows aren't out. It doesn't mean that there's not going to be icy spots from the blowing snow. So again, if there are spots, if it gets to be more widespread, we definitely get the plows out. We treat before if possible. But again, it's not going to be perfect. So make sure that you are aware of that again, especially with the chances of snow coming up later in the week.
You can have 30% chance of snow, and it's gonna snow all day.
That's very true. And you could get 30% chance of snow. You can get an inch of snow. But if you have 20-mile-an-hour winds,
Right.
you're going to have, blowing snow across the roads all day. And
Yeah.
again, that can cause slippery conditions as well as visibility issues. So be ready for it. Again, watch your forecast, watch your radar on your whatever app you use, and give yourself extra time.
The best app you need to download, though, Pete, is the 511ia.org, right? What a time for Pete to cut out. Yeah, 511ia.org on their website. You can check the road reports and how the plows are doing, and what the, like Pete said, that they may be seasonal. And it's the same thing you can download the app on your phones, either it's an Android or an Apple phone, either way. And then, of course, the website, 511ia.org. And it's scrolling across the bottom. If
That
you're watching the video, which in case you're just tuning in, you can do that. Go see that whole video there. But yeah, and then of course
that's right.
Minnesota has the same thing, Pete,
Yes, they do.
but not the IA. It's the MN.
Correct. Guess what South Dakota has?
Is it SD?
I believe so. Yeah, I should
Oh,
I should look first to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
right.
The
And
other thing too, I
Wisconsin
want
is
to throw. Yeah. The other thing I want to throw out there quick too, Jay, if you look past the next few days, it's going to get cold again. We're going to have we're gonna have a good cold streak. So make sure that you have that car winterized. Make sure you got your winter survival kit. Make sure you're driving on the top half of the gas tank. Don't let it get below half a tank. It's going to get cold, so be ready for that as well as we start getting towards the weekend.
Yeah, exactly. So I know I was up in Minnesota over the weekend and everything else, and the other day, you're standing there and there's like no snow in the forecast, and it just starts big flakes start coming down. You're like, this wasn't even the forecast.
Yeah, yeah. I tell you what, when it gets that cold and there's any moisture in the air, I don't know the science behind it, but I remember our meteorologist talking that when it gets that cold and there's any moisture in the air, it can just squeeze it out as the form of snow. Just a few snow showers, but it happens.
Yeah, and same thing up north. There's a lot of snow. Of course, it's
Is there?
expected. It's further north. You
Sure.
expect it to have a little bit more than we do,
Yep.
but yeah. So, but the roads get like really bad really quickly.
Okay.
So it's like, man, I need to call Pete or take a picture, but I'm driving. I can't do that legally. So,
Exactly.
so I don't do it. So I never send pictures when I'm on the road.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right? See,
Yeah,
good thinking. That's what that.
I'm kind of impressed.
Yeah. Well, when you get a ticket for texting and or checking emails and driving, you just want to, let people be aware of it.
Exactly. Makes you think twice and like that people don't just talk about it. It actually does happen.
It does, and they'll pull anybody over.
Oh, anybody breaking the law, that's what they're out there for.
Right? Exactly. So, well, good deal. Drive safe out there. Make sure you turn your headlights on. Make sure you turn your headlights off. And big weekend this past weekend. Kind of surprised on how things shaped up a little bit, Pete. Real quick.
I guess the biggest surprise for me was the way Cincinnati handled Buffalo.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been surprised that Cincinnati would win, but I didn't think they would handle them the way they did. So, but tell you what, in the last couple of years, I don't know how many times Cincinnati's been an underdog, and they've won every game except one. They got beaten that Super Bowl, but they I see now that they are a 1-point favorite going into Kansas City. So we'll see how that shapes up by the end of the week to see if that changes or not.
Well, Kansas City fans, kind of worried about Mahomes. He had a high ankle sprain over the weekend, and supposedly he's going to stay off it all week and see how it comes back this weekend against the Bengals. And then, of course, the other one's the 49ers and the Eagles game.
Yep.
That's going to be go 49ers. You got to look at the Iowa boys.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, I'd love to see San Francisco win, and hopefully it'll be a good game. Philadelphia is a tough place to play, but well. I'm sure if you follow sports enough, you know the saying defense travels, and
Right.
San Francisco has a defense, so they should be able to stay in it at least.
You would think so, but to have those Iowa boy connections, man, when the Iowa State quarterback throw to an Iowa receiver, that's kind
Yep.
of cool, right?
Oh, it's awesome. It's really fun to watch. I don't know if you saw their interview at the end of the game on Sunday, but that was pretty fun too.
Oh boy, I tell you what, Kittle has got a sense of humor.
Oh my goodness. He's literally a big kid playing a game. That's
Yeah.
that's all he is. He's a big kid playing a game and doing it at a pretty high level.
Did you see him? The announcers even caught it. There was one of the timeout or whatever. They had the sky cam shooting down on the
Yep.
huddle. They had a picture of a kid, and then there was a girl. I don't know if he knew the girl was behind him or what, but how he did his eyes. Did you see
Yep.
that? Like, ooh, there's a hottie behind me.
He's always aware of where the camera is. And the
Yeah.
funny part about it was a 2-minute warning. It was during a tense part of the game. The game was not over, and like I said, he's just a big kid out there having fun.
Yeah. It's like the score didn't even matter.
Yep, we're just out here doing what we do, and we'll win, and then we'll see you next week.
Yeah, I got a kick out of it. In an interview, like you said, at the end of the game when he's, Purdy's our boy or whatever he was talking about.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
but yeah, when the Vikings lost, I officially became a 49ers fan because of the Iowa boys.
yeah. I right there with you. It'd be really fun to watch them take it all the way.
It would be, especially with a rookie quarterback. And
Yeah,
the last selected in the draft, I bet the coaches that passed on him, they're going, "Oh, what were we thinking?"
I believe if I remember right, I think Purdy's from the Alabama area. He might even be from Alabama. but he visited with Nick Saban when he was being recruited, and Saban told him that his arm strength was average at best and his accuracy was average at best, and he just wasn't really sure he was worth taking a chance on.
Yeah. Take that, Nick Saban.
Well, I will say that there are a lot of people who can thrive in the right condition, and Brock Purdy is put in the perfect position for a rookie quarterback with his talent, and he's making the most of it. You go back to the last game, the big reason that San Francisco won was Dak Prescott made 2 bad mistakes, threw 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
Brock Purdy, he's not making those mistakes, and that's why they're winning.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, Hurts from the Philadelphia Eagles and Purdy, they played against each other in a championship football game before. So it's not their first time. And because Hurts was from, was it Oklahoma?
Oklahoma, correct.
And Purdy, of course, Iowa State. Iowa State lost that game by 1 point back in college.
And if I remember right, they lost because they scored at the end of the game, and instead of kicking the extra point, they decided to go for 2 for the win, and they didn't get it.
Yeah.
But
So,
I will guarantee you, the score will not be in the 40s this weekend.
no, probably not.
They'll be lucky if there's a total of 45 points scored in that one.
I was going to say, what's the over under on that, Pete, for people that are making their FanDuel bets?
I honestly don't know, Jay. I haven't even looked.
38.5, I'd say.
That's probably about right.
That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's probably about right.
Well,
it'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch. I'm looking forward to it.
Exactly. Well, Pete, thank you so much for getting the Iowa DOT update. And of course, brought to you by Mason City All Risk Insurance. Dave and the crew down there, they get you all covered, whether it's anything from automobile to motorcycles to agriculture. They got you covered either way. So,
without a doubt.
Yeah.
And make sure you take it easy on the roads this week with these small chances of snow. And again, with this cold weather coming in.
All right. Sounds good, Pete. Have yourself a great day. All right.
All right. You